Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for giving me the chance to introduce my community based on the community profiles. I'm not going to go through all the 7 features, but I just want to give an overview and also give some examples through the new participation model that you just introduced. So just an overview of what preLights is and what our community does. So it's basically the aim of the community is to highlight preprints. Okay, so we have a core of our community members are called the prelighters. So they are the early career researchers who select these preprints of interest. But we also, you can think of the other part of the community. So they are people who receive our newsletter, for example, or that just read these content that they create on the website. So our community is mostly online. So the members communicate through Slack, and we've also now started some webinars this year. It's a really international group, and it's partly open, so the way people can join is through an application process where they send basically a sample highlight of a preprint, and then we evaluate that. So the members structure is 60% are postdocs, 35% are graduate students, and 5% are PIs. And I'm the community manager, and I'm helped by a marketing associate and also a scientific communications officer at the company. So I think when preLights launched, really the main type of way members would contribute would be by writing these preprint highlights. And all the activities related to this. So for example, coordinating which preprints to feature and discussing what kind of works are interesting. But actually what we've been really pleased to see is that there's also been a lot of activity, this type of contribute activity beyond a preprint post. So community members have given presentations about our platform. They've written blog posts about this and also advocated for preLights, for example, through Twitter. When we launched preLights, we thought that probably the only way that they would collaborate is through writing these posts together. So in this example, you can see that this preprint highlight was written by 2 members of the community. But also here, we've been really pleased to see that as the community evolved, there's been different types of collaboration happening in the platform. For example, they've written a joint blog post in response to a piece that was whether preprints might be dangerous. And also recently they've together created a survey, which actually might already go to the next category of community participation. And at the time when we were filling out this survey together, I didn't really see any co-create activities happening frequently, but actually this has also changed. So I really support somehow capturing how the community changes over time. So we've had actually some examples recently. Actually, still when we introduced a new feature on the website, which we call preList, we had a lot of input from the community. So there was a lot of messaging about how to develop this feature. And this year, in response to the COVID pandemic, some of our community members actually put together a website related to COVID-19 preprints. So I think this is a really nice example of how they co-create and this was without really asking them to do this task. They really got together and did this. And also, at the moment, some of our members are actually working on a meta-analysis of preLights. So they're looking at different features, what kind of preprints the community features, for example, in terms of the gender of the authors or like geography of authors. So I think this is, I'm really excited to see what will come out of this analysis. And I really liked in this participation model, the concept of championing. And of course, as a community manager, I also try to champion these early career researchers, for example, by doing interviews with them. But it's also really nice to see how they champion each other, for example, by promoting each other's work. Or here, for example, when one of the members started their lab, also on Twitter saying that really look at her website and consider joining her lab. And I don't think I really have time to discuss all the outputs and evaluation in the forum, but I found this a a really useful feature. So I've never really thought about writing together all these different things for my community, but it's really helpful to see this all together. I think too, usually what's most important is what are the main challenges of a community and what are the opportunities. So one of our challenges is, of course, staff turnover and member turnover. But if I come to my last slide, I think one of the things that I really learned from the survey is, and made me realize, is from this participation model, that it's not a problem that some people get inactive for a while. We've seen a lot of in the community that even after like half a year or 1 year, members suddenly start getting active again and contribute in a more high level fashion. And another thing that was really useful when I filled out this survey was, and what it made me realize is that what I could be doing as a community manager. So I think this is a really nice learning experience. So I would encourage everyone to fill out these community profiles, because just by seeing all these options in the drop-down menu of the survey, you can really realize if there's something that is missing maybe in your activities. So apologies for the technical problems, and thanks for giving me the chance to talk about the preLights community.